So that was Push Over There from Jodie, which was her last single, which was released on Original Gravity Records. It was the A-side, composed by herself, and really it's a double-sider, because on the B-side is another great tune called Treat Me Better, which we'll play a little on later on in the show. But Jodie has a brand new single out, and it is called Threads. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
Threads, which came out on the 19th of August. And we were hoping to do this interview to coincide with the release. But for a variety of reasons, we weren't able to do that. So we're going to do it now. Welcome to Keep the Faith Internet Radio, Jodie.
Oh, thank you for having me on. I'm really happy that we got round to getting an interview done. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. As I say, whilst we specialise obviously in 60s and 70s soul, rare soul, we do also promote new soul and new soul artists. And we also on the station have a mod show every Thursday. So your tunes cross over into both.
Yeah, I tried to. I think of all my records, I'm obviously really into my Northern Soul and soul. Sorry, that's London noise in the background.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So I try and cross over with Northern Soul on the mod stuff. Yes, I love all that kind of soul music, R&B, and I kind of think they do come in hand. So yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I DJ a scooter rally up in Skegness, Welly's Bar for Colin Bruce, and he has a team up there that do it each year. And yeah, we play a real mix. And Sunday's the all vinyl day, so whether it's ska, the jam, whatever, all goes
Bit
up.
of everything, a bit of everything. We love that.
And there's one real mod specialist chap called Andy Bellamy.
Okay.
And he did a 90s set on the Sunday.
How did that go?
That went extremely well. He was playing music from people like Oasis, and
Nice.
they were tuning into everything. Well, you know,
Oh,
that's probably where the future for Northern Soul lies, I think.
yeah.
Whilst there are young people coming into Northern Soul and young artists like yourself bringing out new music, the bulk of us that go as the older generation, and in 10 years' time, some of those are going to be into their late 70s. And so.
Oh, you'll still all be coming out, I'm sure.
Oh, we'll still be coming out. So tell me about this new single, and how long did it take to produce? And
Yeah, so I started writing threads last year, so 2021, and recorded. Well, I wrote basically my process is I kind of write a demo first. I send it off to Neil at Original Gravity Records, and he'll come back with me with like a first kind of rough idea from my demo, and then it kind of goes from there. But my writing process is very strange. I always say this to everyone. People are just like, what? Just words will just come to me, and it just kind of stems from there. So one night I was about to fall asleep, and just like I started kind of listing things in my head, and I was like, that could be a really good song. Wrote it down on my notes, and then it just kind of went from there. Really, the next day I went and opened up Logic on my laptop, started laying down some chords, and then yeah, the rest was kind of history for Threads, and it just went from there.
it's a bit like a writer, really.
Yeah.
Do the same thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, all different songwriters have different processes how they
Yeah.
approach it. And I suppose you're always jotting down notes, are you? And
Yeah, so I use voice notes on my phone a lot, and I'll just now and again I'll just like, it's very strange, I'll just take myself off and just like hum into it or something like that, and then I come back to it. But yeah, and Neil's really good with taking a really basic idea that I have and running with it and basically creating exactly what I wanted without him really being in my mind. But he's amazing at doing that, and obviously he's got an amazing collection of backlog of records as well. So yeah, it's a very like a great privilege to be working with him.
So he's producer and arranger.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And he helped co-write as well, Fred's a bit as well, so helped out on some parts of it. So yeah, it's great when you're in the studio with him and adjusting bits, and 9 times out of 10 it works so much better.
Now, is the single, it's still just on download at the moment, is it? Or is there?
Yeah, yeah, so it's on digital download at the moment, but on the 1st of September, it's actually going to be released on vinyl, so that is an exclusive. But yeah, so it's going to be released next week. So really happy to be getting that out, well, this week, getting it out on record now. So I've had a lot of people asking about it, and I can confirm that it will be.
That's Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, Thursday, yeah.
Thursday, the 1st.
Yeah, yeah. So
Ah, right. So, funny enough, on the Thursday, yes.
yeah. So yeah, so I'm excited to get that out for everyone, and that'll be you'll be able to buy that on Original Gravity Records. So,
So
it'll be on
just
there.
to for listeners' benefits, there, the we're recording this on Bank Holiday Monday. It's going out on my Sunday show, Bob Sunday show, next Sunday. However, because the single on vinyl came out, just to let listeners know, John Sharp and myself gave it a play on Thursday, on the Thursday mod show, which is just why I was hesitating there. You forget sometimes when you're doing a recording that it's not coming out live.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
That's right. So that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think the listeners will like it. I like it.
Thank you. I think I was worried how it would go, because obviously it's a bit different from Pushover. I think with Freds, I tried to hit a market of it being for people within the scene, scooter scene as well, and also trying to get people who aren't into the scene, because there are people, like you were saying earlier, who are trying to get into it, and to try and introduce them to the music that we all love. And you know, when you're at a rally, there's a mix of all those different kind of music.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying to target to a bit of everyone, and people who are just trying to get into it, especially the younger people who are trying to get into it, because it can be a bit difficult on what kind of music or what to wear, you know. So yeah, I hope it hits everyone and they like it. So
everybody's self-conscious when they first go to soul events. They think, oh yeah, how do I
yeah.
dance like that? And the answer to it is just let the music do the talking.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to point at you and say you don't dance like that at Northern Soul.
Exactly. It's just all about having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about having fun. I think that's what I wanted to portray in Freds. I mean, I wrote it when we started all first going out again after lockdown. So it was just nice to be able to get dressed up again and go out and see friends and just dance and just have a great time, instead of dancing in your living room, you know, which I think a lot of us did to keep ourselves sane. So yeah, it was really, yeah, that was the thought behind it. So
They did do that because our radio station really took off during lockdown. I was off work for 6 months myself through furlough, and so I decided I would put out a lunchtime show every day during the week. And from there, it just took off and grew. When we started that, there was just 3 presenters, myself, Tommy Gunn up in the Midlands, who used to work for Hart in the Midlands. He's been a professional radio DJ all his life, and so he does it for fun now. He's in his 70s. He puts out a great show. There was him and a chap called Steve O'Brien, who is he's what you'd call a mod revivalist, who started off with artists like The Jam, found Northern Soul through the scooter rallies, and he does a Tuesday Soul Cellar, and then on every 3rd week he takes over the mod show and plays more of the mod revival tunes, along with some of the old ones, great ska music. And from there, I think we've got 11 or 12 presenters now on the station. So
oh wow, that's amazing.
lockdown helped us, but it was because everyone was stuck at home and they were dancing in their living rooms, rolling back the carpet. And,
yeah, exactly. And I think in some ways, you know, obviously it was not nice what we went through as a world, you know, but it did bring communities together, because we was able to still share the love of music. I mean, the Facebook live streams, I'm a DJ myself, so I helped out in some of the DJ, you know, there's live stream events, and dancing around with my partner in the living room, you know. So it was good fun. And you know, there was people like Andy Hill and Sean Chapman who were doing their Saturday night live one. That used to be the highlight of my week, you know, getting into that. So it was lovely, you know. Although, you know, we couldn't go out, we could still have a dance around our houses, so it was nice.
Right, what I'm going to do now is play threads for our listeners, and then when I come back, we'll ask you about the future.
Perfect.
Ciao. So that was Jodie's new single, which came out on the 19th of August on download, and is now available since Thursday as a vinyl record. It's called Threads, and well, I think it's an absolute cracking tune. And as you say, Jodie, you can play that Northern Soul Night, you can play it at a scooter rally. Yeah, it's. I think it's got wide appeal.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Thank
do.
you.
I must admit, I did. I played it when you sent me the link to the MP3 and thought, yeah, I do like that a lot. But I liked your last one a lot. And of course, when I emailed you, I said to you I preferred the B-side. Um,
Yes.
so that made me get it back out the box and listen to Pushover again. Actually, Pushover is.
Well, you know what?
It's good.
Yeah, well, I was talking to a lot of people over the bank holiday weekend, and they were like saying their favorite record, and people were coming up to me being like, I really like Treat You Better, but I think Fred's has kind of outdone it. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I think there's a lot of people, it was like you was either Pushover or Treat You Better, and a lot of people like they loved one rather than the other, and it was great. So I'm kind of glad that it went down well, and people like both sides. Sometimes it's hard to get that, you know.
I think because of us soulies, we have a habit, you see, because most of the Northern Soul tunes are on the B side of some
Yes.
great soul music. Now, here on the station, we play everything. You know, it's not just Northern Soul. Play a lot of rare soul. We play the A sides to the B sides that are on the Northern Soul scene. So when we buy records,
Listen to it as well.
almost without a fail, we put the B side on first.
There you go.
Excuse me. But I've been playing Pushover a couple of times, and
Oh, thank
yeah,
you. Yeah, I must admit, I was when we recorded Pushover, I didn't know where, you know, what would happen. It was kind of the first song. I wrote it like the year before last, and you know, contacted Neil then about recording it and maybe collaborating. And yeah, he jumped at the opportunity, and I was so happy when he said it, because it was both presenters on the Barrel House radio at the time. And yeah, was just got in contact, and he was like, yeah, I'd love to produce it and let's see where it goes. And yeah, we couldn't believe that when we released it on vinyl, you know, it sold out within 24 hours, and it's the fastest selling single on Original Gravity. And I was like, what? It was a bit like, you know, when you just get started, like, you just didn't know what to do. So it was a bit, yeah, it all happened very quickly, and yeah, very overwhelming with the response. It was amazing.
it was limited, wasn't it? 300 copies on that
Yeah,
release.
so we had 300 for the first one, which sold out, and then the reissue, which I think there was a couple floating around on Original Gravity still on the reissue on the orange vinyl. So if you still want to get a copy, that is available still to buy.
I got that one. I think that's the original one, isn't
You've
it?
got the original. You've got the
Yes,
original.
that's what I
Yes.
thought.
You got in there quickly. You got in there within the 24 hours.
I
Yeah.
had a look on Discogs as well, and there was one for sale the other day on there.
I was there. Well, it was strange. My friend was at a record store fair in, I think it was in Leeds, or was it Brighton? I can't remember. It was one of those two, and sent me a photo. They were looking through crates, and then in fact sent me a photo, and he the seller said to him, "Oh, that's a great Northern Soul track. You should pick that up." He said, well, actually, I know the girl who sang it, and it was very surreal. And they're selling it for 20 quid. So he was like, "You've gone up in money already," you know. But yeah, it's really surreal, to be fair.
So, how did you get into soul? Is it through your family or just something that you heard and loved?
So my mum and dad have always been into like two-tone ska, kind of like the 80s revival
Yeah.
kind of music. So I've always grown up with that, the love of 80s music, really. As I got older, I started going to the ska events, and in between bands, you used to see a lot of the bands then. They used to like play a bit of Northern Soul, a bit of a mix. And I was standing there one time and I was like, this is really good. I like this. What's this? Started going to like my local Northern Soul dues in Norfolk, 'cause that's where I'm from. And yeah, it kind of just went from there. And then I started really getting into the mod scene as well, because I started seeing people dressing really smart in suits, and I was like, oh, that's good. And hearing the R&B tracks, and it just kind of went from there really, and like the rest is history. But yeah, I'd say my mum and dad, you know, they helped me a lot on towards that path of getting into it. And I've got such an eclectic taste of music. I love my new wave. I love so much music, but soul, Northern Soul and R&B will always be at the top for me, you know.
You sound like me, you know, one of the bands that I've seen twice, and didn't go the third time because the tickets were too expensive. But I'm a big Killers fan, for
Oh,
instance.
brilliant. Yeah.
Artists like Killers, Snow Patrol, saw them up in Birmingham. I think most of us soulies like other genres,
Yes.
but there's just a passion about soul that
Yeah.
you can listen to that all day. Whereas other genres, I have to be in the mood
Yeah.
to tune in. So
That's
that's
exactly.
and what's the future hold? Are you thinking of an album?
Oh, I'd love to do an album. I don't know yet, maybe in the distant future, but definitely got some new music coming up on maybe later in the year. So definitely keep an eye out on my social medias for that. But yeah, I'm just gonna think for the time being, keep doing the singles and then see where it takes us. But yeah, I'm very excited for the future, and I've got some songs for you guys to listen to very soon, I'm
That's
sure.
brilliant. Do you sing live at events?
Well, so I'd like to. I think it's something that I think I'd like to maybe start doing next year.
Yeah.
I want to get a few more songs out first, because I think having just 3 songs, it won't be very good. I just have to do a lot of talking, which I can do, so that's fine. But people are coming to see me sing, not chat. So
Yeah, I suppose once you've got a good few together, and then if you wanted to throw in some Northern Soul covers or what have you.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
when I,
I was thinking that, to be fair. And to be, I used to gig a lot. When before I really got into soul and stuff, I used to play guitar and sing, and I was in a duo, and I used to gig a lot in Norwich. And I do miss playing live. We used to play live. I used to do like 3 gigs a week at one point, and I do miss that a lot. So I'd love to get back out there and start performing again for people.
I don't know whether anyone's mentioned this to you before, but when I first heard your voice, without knowing who it was, I
Yeah.
thought I was listening to Florence and the Machine.
Really? Oh, wow. No one's ever said that. Thank
Oh
you.
no!
That's a massive compliment. That is a massive compliment. Yeah, no, she's got an amazing voice. And she, again, another artist that I love. Like, I love that kind of indie music that was around in like the early 2000s. So like a massive fan of Lily Allen, you know, people like that, and Amy Winehouse, of course, and Duffy. So, you know, they're a massive influence on my music as well as the soul. And I suppose that's why I'm quite lucky. I've got
Yeah,
the best of both worlds. I've got that kind of music, and then I've obviously got soul as well, and from the 60s and 70s. So yeah, you know, I'm very spoiled for choice on music. So but thank you. I've never had that. So that's
you
brilliant.
haven't.
No, thank you.
Now, do let us know, won't you, when you get the new material, and we will plug that for you.
Yeah, no, I will do. I'll definitely be in contact. But yeah, I'll hope you guys will like it. I'll let you listen to it first. You can make
Yes.
your decision. Hopefully it sounds like Florence and the Machine again, because I'll be very happy with that.
Just the tone of your voice came out. As I say, it's older people will like your voice because you can hear what you're singing. You see.
Oh, thank you. You know what? That is a massive compliment, because when I first showed a few of my friends it, they thought I was saying Fred's, but Fred's as in Fred Perry's. So they
Yes.
thought it was about the Fred Perry polos, and I was like, no, it's Fred's. But so I'm glad that you can say that you can hear it. So thank you. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's quite good. Well, I did say to you in the email that when I end the interviews, I always ask you an artist and a record of somebody that either influenced you from the original soul scene, or somebody that you just love and a record that you just love, and you said you'll definitely have a tune for me to play.
Yes, I do, and I've loved this song for a while now, but been really, I think, been appreciated it over the weekend because we heard it again, and it's blown up my mind by the Exciters. I think it's just the lyrics is just fantastic. Everything about it is just brilliant. Yeah, I've got a massive love for the song.
We'll play that next for you, Jodie.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So that everyone was Jodie, and she's a lovely singer-songwriter who's just brought out Threads, and you'll see a link on our website to the download for it, and also a link to the record label, which is Original Gravity. I have a few of their records in my box, which I take to Skegness with me for the Soul and Scooter Rally. There's they also produce out a lot of ska and reggae tunes as well. So yeah. Jodie, thanks very much for joining me today. It's
Thank
been a
you for
pleasure.
having me.
You're very, very welcome. And I hope that record sells loads for you.
Thank you. Fingers crossed.
You're very welcome. This, everyone, is the Exciters, blowing up my mind.